Good morning to you all. Welcome back to the channel. This is Dylan Talks Tone 2 channel, where we just use it for random stuff, sort of having to do with the Dylan Talks Tone channel, so go subscribe to that if you like guitar stuff. What we're going to go over comments from last week's video where Brianna and I together introduced a pickup, introduced a process. We're actually working on it. We have another video coming out today that's kind of going through the process of developing a pickup from scratch, and I'm letting her do it from beginning to end. She's making everything. She came up with the concept for it. She's coming up with the artwork. She's coming up with all the design and everything. Obviously they're going to be pickups, so it's not like some crazy idea, but she wanted the sound, she wanted the concept, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of fun. And, she works with me in the shop here, and I'm letting her, kind of develop something from scratch, which is really fun to do. And so, yeah. So we're going to go through the comments from last week's video where we kind of introduced this whole idea. Dylan, if you need a candidate to help women find their tone, how about a version of Joan Jett's Red Road's Velvet Hammer? Okay. Let's see. Ridiculous. I don't know why this is ridiculous. I think there's a few people I saw, we'll talk about it now, but they didn't like the fact that a girl was doing something cool. I don't know why. We need more women-made gear. Why? I don't know what gender designed or a hand designed in developing any of my gear. None of it. I mean, that's fine. If you don't care, then you don't care. It's no big deal. Just because you don't care doesn't mean it's not cool, though. I mean, we're having fun over here. Every product category can benefit from diverse maker perspectives. Fun project for sure. I agree. I think it helps a lot. I think the fact that there's a couple things. The fact that she's from outside this whole thing pretty much is cool, which has been helpful for me for marketing purposes, for just product development purposes, what she thinks is neat, even though she's not this like captured guitar nerd that all these people always say the same thing over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Like we talked about that last week. So I think that's very cool that she's doing that. We don't need more women-made guitars. If they don't feel like making guitars, it's their choices. I mean, I roll, dude. Like, whatever. Like it. I don't understand why guys have such a hard time with this. I don't get it. I don't get it. In this day and age, it's actually disrespectful to all women to push this girl power thing. We all know what women are capable of. Do you? Do you? That phrase tells me that you don't. That you need to get out of your mom's basement some more. Let's see. Most women don't even know what they want. What you're doing is white knighting. Look it up. If you say that most women don't know what they want, I immediately have zero respect for you as a human being, to tell you honestly. That's ridiculous. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why do you keep deleting comments that you don't agree with? People ask me this a lot. I don't delete comments. The only time I will is if there's like a direct, like racist, sort of thing. Although a lot of times I don't even delete those because here's my thing, and you'll see this as we go. Here's my thing about comments on the internet. They don't upset me because I don't know these people, so it doesn't really matter to me. People are like, you're triggered, and I'm like, hey, just because I react to you because I think you're ridiculous doesn't mean that I'm angry or that I'm triggered or that there's any emotional stimulation coming from this besides the fact that I think you're ridiculous. But the reason I leave that stuff is because a lot of times with these super hateful people, I want everybody else in the community to know. I think people should know. And people will be like, well, I'm not really like that. Well, yeah, you are. You are. If you're an ass, you're an ass. And so let's just let everybody know. You can out yourself. That's totally fine with me. Um, and we'll just leave it out there for the world to know, so that, if we run into you at a guitar center, uh, and we know who you are, then we know to avoid you. It's no big deal. That's what I care about, because I think the guitar community is awesome for the most part. Even though we see a lot of negative comments that we will today, they're a minority of the rest of us who think guitar playing is awesome, and that people are awesome, and that we enjoy this community. So these few folks that think they are saying what the world needs them to say, they're just looking like idiots, and we can allow them to do that. I'm totally fine with that. Let's see here. Sometimes the chip off the old block is your daughter. Yeah, both my kids are really cool, actually. And actually, both of them know how to wind pickups. But Brianna lives here, and so she really wants to get into it a lot more. So that's why you're going to see a lot of her. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. If people, men or women, want to make guitar gear, they should just do it. Nobody needs permission to make something or start their own company. Build it and they will come. Yeah, I agree. The tone is in the genitals. Okay, you're a moron. I dig the sunroof. Thanks. That car's cool. We just got that. I really like it. I love the pickup idea for an identifying logo to engrave on the Valkyrie pickups. A V is in an interesting font, might look cool. It doesn't have to be large or obvious, just enough to get people to know what they've got, regardless of whether you like my idea. I love your idea. Thanks. And actually, we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff kind of on Patreon and YouTube members and stuff to work out some of the artwork and everything. Women don't really play instruments. I've only seen thirst trap female players. You, sir, need to get out of your mom's basement more. That is one of the most ignorant things I've ever heard. Wrong. We need more left-handed women made guitar gear. For left-handed folks, just so you know, anything that we do here, we can make left-handed. From pickups to mounting hardware to, like switch gear to complete guitars. We can make those left-handed. No big deal. Dylan, I'm a supporter, but we all know that this was set up before you got into that car. It didn't seem real or spontaneous. Maybe next time. I mentioned in the video that some of the stuff we had talked about ahead of time, like kind of conceptualize the ideas. And I actually also did mention in the video that the purpose of that was to literally document some of the thought process as we continue to go through, and probably 60% of that video was 100% spontaneous and didn't have any conversation ahead of time. The general concept we sort of knew, but all of those details you heard, that just happened right then. And actually, that resulted in a phone call like 10 minutes later that came up with a whole bunch more stuff that you're going to be seeing in the future. So yeah, I mean, I don't care if you believe me or not, but that's basically what happened. Any good idea for a new product to work on is great, regardless whether it's a man or a woman. I love your open brainstorming session. People really have a hard time accepting the fact that a woman wants to do something cool. It's weird. No. Okay. Love it. Very cool. Let's see. Dylan wins the brass ring. A child who gives a damn about what you do for a living. Our family's pretty close. All of us are really good friends, and very, very much. Wild pickups. Becky and Shannon, amazing, unique pickups. Agreed. Yes. This is how new concepts come about. I love the idea. I feel like women who make pickups and do guitar luthier stuff, no matter the amount, should help inspire more women to do what they do. Maybe pairing up with smaller guitar companies would help make things better. I agree. This is one of the things I think about. It's to me, it's about expanding. It's about expanding the audience, expanding the hobby, and I've specifically talked to a few younger female players who feel like they just don't have. They watch YouTube videos, they watch content, and kind of this kind of stuff, and it's just very limited where they feel comfortable because of some of these morons that we've heard so far in the comments. And so it's nice to be able to just be like, hey man, it's cool. I don't care who you are, but you need to know that you're welcome here. Because obviously you can tell that some of these dorks, let's see. I saw Teddy play Stranglehold right in front of me in '84. I agree with the choice. Also here in New York, certain construction funding requires women and minority owned businesses be involved. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not a. I don't think anybody should be forced to do anything. I'm not getting my daughter involved because of optics or anything like that. It has nothing to do with any of it. I just think it's neat. It's just fun. It's just a project for her and I to do together. I think it's really cool. This is dumb. Doesn't matter what sex the person who makes the gear is. DEI is dead. It's not about the maker's identity. It's about their skill. So first of all, nobody said anything about DEI. I think that if this is just my personal feelings, and if you agree with them, you agree with them. If you don't, you don't. I don't care, but I'm just going to tell you. Skill is super important. If she sucked at this, I wouldn't let her do it. This is still my company. And if she didn't have the skill to pull this off, I wouldn't let her do it. And that's the way I feel about it. But I also think that most people can be trained to do something very well, no matter who they are. And so giving people the opportunity to learn something and have a skill is very cool. So I never said anything about DEI. I want to go through this comment exchange because this is the problem. This right here is the problem with you in the comments. And you know who I'm talking about. And also those of you who are not like this know that I'm not talking about you, okay? He said, you're asking for diversity, equity, and inclusion instead of skills and experience. No, I'm not. I'm all for more women in any male-dominated industry, but it should be based on their skills, not the fact they are female. Okay, well, you're all for women in a male-dominated industry, but not based on the fact that they're female. So, which is it? Make up your friggin' mind, dude. We need more skilled luthiers. It doesn't matter what gender, race, or any other identity. Well, I agree. I think that more people should learn this stuff. But I also think that everyone should be able to learn it, and not enough women are given the opportunity to learn it because of people like you. It's cool that she's making pickups, but not because she's a female. It's cool that she's hand making pickups. What's between a person's legs doesn't make the product better. I agree, but you're missing the point. Let's see. I just feel like people that think I'm doing this for some DEI thing, they're just morons. Your daughter looks tore up. Nepo baby, one pickup away from OnlyFans. This dude's real nice. We reposted this on Facebook and he completely got flamed. Super funny. I told him if she started an OnlyFans, he wouldn't be able to afford her. Yeah, it's super interesting. And then people talking about how I got like rage baited and triggered and all this kind of stuff. And again, looking beat up like my 59 Strat. Dude, if you have a 59 Strat, there is no way. There's no way. Because you probably, unless you do, I mean, I'm sure you live in your mom's basement. So super funny. These kind of comments to me are just like, oh my gosh. I shared them with Brianna and she's like, his parents must not have treated him well. He probably doesn't have a good relationship with his dad. Definitely not with his mom. Like, these are the kind of things, you know what I mean? Like, get some help. Gotta love Ted. Dude is a rocker. I agree. You need quality, not sexist quotas. Ridiculous. Um, we don't have any quotas around here. We just the quotas are how many pickups do we need to make a living, and to keep our customers happy, and our wait times down. Really, that's super important. You know, and our quality for the last 12 years has been friggin' amazing, and that hasn't gone anywhere. So that's super cool. I just think it's funny that these kind of videos where we're just trying to have fun bring out the incels and the people that hate, and it's weird. I don't get it. Yeah, so there you go. There's some funny ones. This was an interesting one. I'm glad I made this video, and I'm one of the things we've talked about this week since this video came out and some of these comments came out is Brianna and actually Leslie too. We all talked about it as a family. We're glad that we're doing this because this right here is why. Now at this point, I sort of hope that this pisses people off. If you feel this way, then I can't help. Whatever. Like, we are making guitar stuff. We are making good guitar stuff. And we are having fun doing it. And we are finding new ways to keep it exciting for us as the creators of this stuff. We've talked about this a lot lately. And so I'm really excited about it. And wait till you hear the stuff. You're going to hear the stuff later today. So it's going to be neat. I haven't heard it yet, actually. I haven't even played it yet. We're going to do that for the first time on the video. And when we shoot the video. And I'm really excited. I'm super stoked about how all this is going to go. And if it makes people mad because they can't handle it, then I guess we all know who they are. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I have no, I'm not going to say it. Well, I guess I will say, I don't really have any ill feelings for those folks. I feel sorry for them. I hope they get out more. I hope they figure out ways to have better relationships with people, because that's at the root probably of their anger about this stuff. But for us, we're just going to keep having fun. So I hope you guys dig it. I hope you guys dig what we've got coming, because it's not just one set of pickups. We got a bunch of neat stuff coming. Yeah. So stay tuned. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff.